Hey everyone, welcome to episode 88 of the Twim Show. This is your host Sajid Islam, and today I'll be going over the notable news and updates in the digital marketing space from the week of December 2021. First off, I hope you all had a good Christmas and got a chance to spend some time with your loved ones. And let's get started. So first update, we have update from Facebook. Facebook has announced that starting next year, they're going to change their campaign objectives in Ad Manager from what it is right now to more outcome-driven ad experiences, right? So what I mean by that, or what Facebook means by that here, is that, in the past, there were, outcomes when you go to create ad campaigns, you would see something like, brand awareness, and then there would be traffic, and then there was an awareness, and then there was things like video views, lead generation, messages, things like that, right? And they had quite a few of them. They're consolidating all of them and bringing it down to, I think, 6 or 7 categories. So for example, right now, engagement remains engagement, but video views becomes engagement, lead generation becomes leads, and messages can become either engagement or leads. So when you go to messages, when you choose the option messages, then Facebook is going to ask you, hey, are you going to optimize or count an engagement or as leads? So for example, if you send a message, someone responds back to you, will you count it as an engagement or would you count it as a lead? This is some of the small changes they're making. Again, it kind of, to me, if you ask me, it feels like, this is related to iOS 14.5, privacy tracking. And, it's here to say, if you want to really find out what becomes what, then go ahead and check our show notes. I have basically went ahead and kind of, made it easy for you to kind of say, what becomes what, what's the current version and what it changes to in the future. Okay. With that, let's move on to the next update on Facebook. Facebook is shutting down Facebook jobs outside of US and Canada. Again, it doesn't affect a whole lot of you listeners if you're still based in the US or Canada, but outside of US and Canada, starting February 22nd, 2022, jobs is going away. Why? Facebook hasn't announced, given us any reasons for why they do that. But, if you ask me, I'm pretty sure that, jobs are going to go away again here in the US and Canada sometime in the future, just because I don't know if you ever gone and applied through Facebook jobs in the past. I've used this Facebook jobs back in 2017, 2018 timeframe when it first came out. And, I will tell you, and that was for my business in Bangladesh. And the response I've gotten was really crap, right? People will apply, we would not get the resumes properly, things like that. I rather rely on something like LinkedIn, where it's more professional, and Facebook is more personal. People do lots of crazy stuff, and when they apply, you really do not get to see their full profile, things like that. But I'll leave that up to Facebook to decide what it is. I hope if Facebook is really looking to keep jobs around, then I would want them to kind of enhance it, add a lot of stuff. Oh, by the way, talking about which, I just realized we did use Facebook jobs in the US for my business in 2017. Again, the results have been really crap, and since then we haven't used it. But if you want to use it, everything that you can use it in the US currently will remain in effect. It's just that outside the US and Canada, it's going away. Okay, with that, let's move on to the next update. This is an update from the YouTube front. So YouTube has announced this week that, if you have a channel with paid members, YouTube will allow you to export a list of all your members in CSV form. That's one. And the second update that they have also shared with us is that, now for your channel, you can have custom form. In custom form, you can get additional information from your members, such as, name. Obviously, you're getting email, address, other options, things like that. And then then you can integrate in the backend with if this, then that tool. If you haven't used Ifit, then go ahead and check it out. And that will really help you create a better experience. Again, if you ask me, I like what YouTube is doing, even though we do not have a paid channel on YouTube or paid channel members on YouTube, but this is really great from the YouTube standpoint, where they're giving you the option to export your data and do things with your things. Maybe you want to send your members holiday gift, right? Or a holiday card. just an idea that just popped into my head just because we are in the holiday season. With that, let's move on to the next update, where TikTok is trying to become more than a social media or a short-form video entertainment portal. And TikTok is partnering with Virtual Dining Concepts to open up 300 delivery-only virtual kitchens across the United States next year. Now, you would ask, Sujit, why are you sharing this in a marketing podcast? Well, I am sharing with you for a couple of reasons. Number one, you see how TikTok is new to this social media game, which just came with video and already thinking outside the box and expanding their business and creating, partnerships with other companies who do these things well, and, growing their business. Whereas Instagram kind of, lagged behind and they're just optimizing for other things. But anyway, I'm not trying to put down Instagram, but I'm just kind of admiring the innovation or the out of the box thinking that TikTok is bringing to the table. Now, what is virtual dining concept? Virtual dining concept is basically a company that has virtual kitchens, what they're going to do is they're going to see those viral recipes on TikTok, and they're going to basically cook it up so that those viral recipe that you see on your For You page on TikTok, now you can order it. So if you see something that you really like and it shows up on your For You page on TikTok, you can actually order that food. How amazing is that? Again, it will remain to be seen whether this concept takes off or not, but TikTok is definitely trying. So that was one reason why I said we like it. The other reason here is that now you as a marketer, as a small business owner, if you're in that space where you are creating meals, obviously, there is more incentive for you to share those recipes on TikTok and see if it gets viral and if it gets picked up by virtual dining concepts. Although I do not know how you as a business owner will get monetized, whether virtual dining concept is going to give you something, some form of commission for the recipe. And I'm pretty sure that's going to happen down the road when TikTok says this thing is really working out, because TikTok has been good at that. But for now, you business people on this podcast, make sure you are focusing on out of the box thinking solutions and what can you do to enhance and make things easier for your consumers, for your customers, for your member. With that, let's move on to the other update for this week from TikTok, which is TikTok has added live stream intros, right, which enables you to add short text description to welcome new viewers as they come across your broadcast, right? The new live intro app option, when switched on, will display a short explainer to viewers when they come into your stream. That could be a simple way to welcome viewers, explain what your broadcast is all about, what you'd like them to do as participants in your stream, things like that. I like it. I have been to Instagram live streams where I do not know why I'm there. It's just happening. I think it's a very small change in a way, but it's helpful. That reminds me, maybe I should spend more time on TikTok every day now and not on Instagram. But I will tell you folks, I do not go to TikTok purposely. It is addictive. It is super addictive, where, at least for me, where I go there and I'm sucked into the next thing I know it's been 45 minutes, right? Instagram, not so much. I get bored very quickly and I'm out of there. But I think 2022 resolution, my resolution is that I'm going to go to TikTok every day and I will make sure it's only for 5 to 10 minutes, no more than that every time I go there. With that, let's go to next update of this week, which is Clubhouse. The social media app known as Clubhouse, because Clubhouse is still around. They just rolled out this feature where now you can launch, you can have the save replays can be played back. Earlier this year we covered, Clubhouse launched where, you can save a room recording, but they didn't have an option to replay it. Now they give it out to you to replay it. Again, I stopped going to Clubhouse just because it's audio only. Again, and I cannot always join a Clubhouse just because, I'm in the middle of something during the daytime. With an audio recording, maybe I will like it, that I want to be able to go back and listen to it at my leisure. The other thing I will tell you that I haven't seen happens in Clubhouse, but I wish there's a feature that is available in Clubhouse, is listening to our recording in 2x speed or 1x speed. Because one of the things I like to do these days, and I don't like to go to live events, I like to watch recordings because of that reason, because I can watch an 1 hour recording at 1.5 to 2x the speed, and I can actually watch the same knowledge, same content in half the time, and it saves me time. I'm all about optimizing, so I don't like to go to live recordings unless I have to. With that, I hope this is a feature that gets added onto Clubhouse as well as other platforms. And this is one of the reasons why I like watching videos on YouTube, not so much on Facebook unless I'm on my desktop, because there is an extension on Chrome, in Chrome, there's an extension where you can actually speed up Facebook videos. If not, I totally skip Facebook videos. With that, folks, let's go to the next update, which is from Google. On the SEO front, Google has announced as well as confirmed that they have finished updating the SEO for, and they're calling it the December 2021 product review update. It's basically they tweak their SEO algorithm that basically are now going to give you credit if you have a product page with lots of nice review versus a product page where you throw products together just to game the SEO game. Right. Again, this is more applicable to businesses who are, writing product reviews. So if you're a blog, then it's good for you. Or if you are a product company, right, with direct to consumer, any product company, and you're writing reviews and you're comparing your product with another product, competitor product, then you should basically, what you need to know is that Google will reward you and rank you higher if your page is it has an insightful analysis and original research, right? What that does mean, Google doesn't tell us that, but what I think it means is that you need to basically go deep down and talk about beyond just the features and easy to find things. Oh, this is 10 horsepower versus 15 horsepower, but you could probably say right around those features like, oh, this 10 horsepower motor allowed me to get things done faster, slower, versus the 15 horsepower, things like that. I think you get the point where just expand on it. That's what Google is saying. Expand on it. And again, remember, it's a machine learning. It just wants to, I'm not saying game the system, because please, by all means, understand that I'm not trying to tell you to game the system, but I'm just saying write things. If you cannot find things, just think, here's this feature. What will this person be able to do with this feature? And how can I expand and explain that? And explain that. That's all, right? It has the speed or it has the braking power that can even stop, car from 60 to 0 in like 6 seconds, and talk about it, give a small story. And I think that's where Google is going to give you a reward. Okay. And by reward means you're going to rank higher, show up on first page, and you're going to get more people, more clicks, more visitors, more leads, more sales, things like that. Okay. Last update for this week is actually, it's a question that I've always asked, and I've always said, what's good for SEO? Is it self-hosted WordPress, or should we go to platforms like Wix? So Google's John Mueller comes back and says, you know what? Wix is fine for SEO. There was a, back in the day, which was in the early days of Wix was terrible. It was very bad for SEO, but they, according to John Mueller, and he agrees that they've made fantastic progress. They're a fine platform for businesses. So if you are looking to go to platforms such as Wix, or maybe even to Squarespace, or even though John Mueller doesn't talk about Squarespace indirectly, he says you can safely go to any of these platforms because it works, and again, it's much more easier to manage. You don't have to have a WordPress site, which can be cumbersome. So if you have a template and you want to go on the go, something like Wix or Squarespace or something out there, by all means, go ahead. Okay, folks, that's it for this week that's it for this week in marketing. Now you know everything to be in the know. If you'd like to read more, make sure you visit our show page where you'll find some of the links to these articles or additional details on this, some of the stuff that we covered. Once again, this is your host Aziz Islam signing off until next week. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in this week. It was a pleasure to serve you all. Hit the subscribe button so that you remember to sign on next week. Same place, same time for another round of This Week in Marketing.